It's your girl Drica K, and I'm back with another video. Alright, so today is going to be a story time, y'all. I'm gonna try to keep this brief because y'all know once I get to talking, it really ain't no stopping me. But without further ado, let's get into this video. This is my story time about a time when my baby daddy side of the family had me all the way up. Okay, they had me messed up, y'all. This video is actually probably going to be really short because there's not much to it, but let's just get into this video. Just know they had me up. They had me to the up, y'all. All right, so of course this was like early on when I first lost my baby. I lost my daughter in 2019, and around that time I had a lot of things going on. A lot of emotions was flying around, a lot of unresolved issues. I was dealing with a lot of trauma, a lot of grief. I just really didn't even know how to feel, to be honest, because my emotions was just everywhere, y'all. So let's get into this story. I'm gonna stop chit-chatting. But one day, mind you, this was not long after my daughter died. This had to been like a couple of months after she died, because shortly after my baby died, I found out that my baby daddy had another child on the way. Yes, I found out he had another child on the way, y'all. So as if already that wasn't a lot, you know, for me to digest. You know, they turn around and they do this. That's why I always felt like, and nobody could tell me any different, I always felt like those people were out to get me. I always felt like my baby daddy was out to get me. I always felt like his mom was out to get me. I always felt like that whole little circle wanted to see me on my ass, and they love to see me hurt, because they did, and nobody can tell me otherwise. Now that I have healed, I realized that I was not at all crazy, and I was indeed right the entire time. So, yeah. So, okay, after finding out that he had another baby on the way, of course, like, you know, one thing I can say, his mom is the type of woman to defend her boys to the end. And I ain't saying I want her to go off on her boys and disown them, no, because that's still her seed. They still her seed or whatever. But just correct them when they wrong, because they do be wrong. You know, like, I can't stand an enabling mother. Like, it's absolutely horrible. Like, if I have a son, I would never be his enabler. But anywho, when they have kids or whatever, one thing I can say about her, she is present in her grandkids' life. Like, she's a great grandmother. She will get her grandkids. From what I see, she will get her grandkids. I feel like I probably wouldn't have had any kind of issues with trying to find a babysitter for Carly if she was here, which I wasn't gonna have no issues, no way, because I got my parents. Hello. Anyway, so one thing about her, she's in her grandkids' life or whatever. So I guess, and I don't really have all the pieces to this puzzle, but I'm just going from things that's put together, but it's all factual. So I do believe that when this baby came about, of course, his other baby mama, because I really don't even know which one it was. I can't remember because there was a lot going on, y'all, because he also had a couple of babies. Like, he didn't even know if these babies was his, you know, but he just knew they was on the way or whatever. It was a catastrophe, y'all. I'm so glad that I'm free of the circus. But anyway, I'm assuming that the baby mama reached out to his mother, you know, with planning for the whole, like, I think it was a gender reveal. No, it was a photo shoot. And to be honest, I ain't even gonna lie, I don't even feel like this girl even reached out to them and asked if my baby could be included in the photo shoot, because they text me. I want to say it was his sister. His sister texted me and she was like, "Hey, Drica, how you doing? Yada, yada, yada." And I was like, "I'm okay. I'm here. I'm hanging in here." And I was like, "How are you?" She was like, "I'm good. This, that, and the third." So she was like, "I wanted to ask you something." So I'm like, "Okay." And she was like, "I'm really not sure how you would feel." So I was like, you know, just ask me, because at the time I was still cool with his sister. I was cool with his mama for real, but it was a little bit of tension in between me and her. It was a little bit of tension between me and his sister, but I'm the type, I can keep shit cordial. Like, and that's what it was. Like, I can keep shit cool. So I was like, yeah, go ahead and ask it or whatever. So she was like, I was wondering if we can include Carly into the new baby's photo shoot or something like that. It was something that was going on, y'all. And so instantly I paused, because I really didn't know how to feel, because I'm like, my baby died, and then already so soon my baby daddy done went and got somebody else pregnant. So it was a lot. And I actually think a lot of the times I was expecting me out of others, because I feel like if I knew someone that was in the situation that I was in, just losing a child, I think automatically my empathy and my sympathy would kick in, and to know not to mention certain things, let alone like, this is my brother's baby mama and her daughter died, and I'm telling her about another one of his babies on the way that she doesn't know about. I think I would be very sensitive to that subject and hesitant to tell her. But again, everyone isn't me. Everybody doesn't feel what I feel, so, And I think this was like an announcement thing, because the thing that she pointed out to me, because they actually even called me and broke this down to me, I can remember it vividly. Like, they would probably say they don't remember, but one thing about me, I don't forget nothing that hurt me so bad. So they called me and they was like, it's like a baby announcement, and we wanted to know if we could use, Carly's name. And I was like, okay. So they was like, the theme line would be handpicked by my big sister. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, anyway, this whole thing just strange, because I'm just like, how is they just gonna plan out this girl photo shoot? I've never even talked to the girl. I didn't even know who the girl was at the time. So everything was just so suspicious to me. So I remember, like, after getting off the phone with them, I remember sending them a message, because I really didn't want to say it over phone, because like I said, I'm not really a confrontational type of person, for real, for real. So I waited and I texted them and I told them, I was like, I'm really not okay with that, because my baby would not handpick someone else's baby. You know what I'm saying? And plus, this baby don't come from me. So that's a storyline for me. Like, that would be something that I say, like, if I were to get pregnant again, I can say handpicked by my big sister, Carly, like type like that, because it would make sense. My baby would not handpick for another baby to go to another mother, knowing that at the time I want another baby. So I text them that and I just said, I don't think that that's fit for that. I thank y'all for wanting to include her in it, but I don't think that would be right. And I explained to them how I didn't think that Carly would handpick another baby to go to another mother, and that wouldn't be fit for that mother. Mind y'all, I don't know who the other baby mama is. I never met her or anything like that. Not saying I had to have met her or anything like that, but I'm just pretty sure that this girl ain't come to them and be like, oh, I know she had a sister, a big sister that died, because I know how my baby daddy got down. More than likely, he didn't even mention to whoever he with that he had a baby that passed away. But mind you, I don't feel like he told this girl that he just had a baby as well, and that baby passed away. So I don't see this girl saying that to them for them to come to me and ask if my baby could participate in this photo shoot. Like, it was just weird to me. Now, I don't even know if it was like a photo shoot for the girl, or maybe if they were just happy about things and they wanted to introduce that they got another grandbaby coming to the family. Everything was just weird. It was just weird. And when I told them how I felt about it and why I don't feel like it's appropriate to use Carly in it, I didn't even really go off on them. I sent a nice little text message. It wasn't nothing mean, nothing like that. It was actually really sweet. I was actually low-key kind of hurt, and I didn't understand why they didn't understand that this is not the right time, nor is this the right storyline. Like, it's like right plan, wrong man. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Does anybody else understand what I'm talking about? Not only was it too soon because I had just lost my baby, but it was also the wrong thing. My baby would not handpick another baby to go to someone else. Like, it just, that would be something for a mother that just lost their baby and then they end up having a rainbow baby. For instance, me. Like, if I ever get pregnant again, which I highly doubt it, if I ever end up getting pregnant again, I could use that. Because at that point, she low-key or he low-key would be handpicked by his big sister or her big sister. You can't give that to another female or whatever they had going on in their mind, because I just really don't know. And it was just always weird to me. As time passed on, I always felt like they just wanted me to know that he had another baby on the way, because I actually found out he had another baby on the way on my own. But I never came to him or asked him. Like, I took all of my L's to the chest, to the chin, baby. Like, I never asked him about nothing, none of that stuff like that, because I'm already knowing what's going on. I took all my L's to the chin. So I already knew about the other baby. I think a friend had told me or something like that. But eventually, he ended up telling me or whatever. And at that point, it was just like whatever, because I was so used to being hurt, by him. But I really felt like they did that just to see if I knew that there was another baby on the way. And I already did. But I always felt like they was out to get me too, like they wanted to see me hurt, because it was like other things that would go on that just never sat right with me. Like, sometimes I would talk to his mother about the things that me and him would have going on, but not even all the time. Like, one time I just got to a point like where I really couldn't take it. I didn't want to leave him alone, but I needed somebody to talk to about this. So I'm thinking, woman to woman, I can come to her and just be like, well, me and da-da-da-da are having some issues. Can you give me some pointers? Has he been saying anything? This lady gonna tell me, well, y'all ain't married or nothing like that. Excuse me, Mick, bitch. Like, and I knew from then, I was like, oh, I know exactly what's going on. One thing about me, it don't take long for me to catch on to nothing. But after that one little day, baby, I knew then. I said, I see what kind of heifer this is. And I just learned to feed her out of a long-handled spoon. Like, I never asked for you to disown him from the family line. I'm just thinking, woman to woman, like, you a woman? You know how this stuff go. This lady looked me dead in my face and she was like, well, y'all ain't married. Well, hello? Of course we're not. Never will be. Never wanted to be. Like, but I seen then, like, on so many occasions, they have had me so up, y'all. Like, I'm talking about soap, and I let all of it slide. I let all of that junk slide. But as time went on and I started healing, I was like, you know what, girl, you got a great heart. Because the stuff that I let them slide with, somebody else will have a murder charge about it. They'll have a murder charge about it. But I was so confused. I didn't know if I was overreacting to a lot of stuff. So a lot of stuff I never acted on, because I also knew that I was super hurt. I knew I was dealing with grief. I knew that my mind was not in the best place. So I never just really wanted to trip out on people. So I kept everything to myself. And regardless of what people think, how they see me online, it was really deeper than that. I hid a lot of stuff. I hid a lot of my pain. A lot of people was like, when you let it all out on the internet, halfway, I was dealing with stuff that people would have never imagined that I was dealing with. I still took everything to the chin. Like, I don't care what nobody say. I'm strong to be done went through what I went through, and I'm still here today to tell the story with a smile on my face, and I done forgave everybody. Like, come on, don't ever play with me. The average person would have not been able to take what I went through, because the average person would have been killed themselves, or they would have been in and out of jail because of all this that went on. One thing about me, I have great self-control, and nobody can ever take that away from me. And I have a great heart, and nobody can ever take that away from me. But those people, they had me up, y'all. They had me up. They had me messed up. They had me real messed up, y'all. But that is the ending of this story time. I'm sorry, y'all, that it was all over the place. Hopefully, as I continue to do videos, I will get better at telling my story times and, you know, putting the stuff together and making it make sense. But if you have made it all the way to the end of this video, I want y'all to comment if they had me up or not. Yes or no. Do y'all think they had me up or not? Or do you think they genuinely wanted to include my baby in whatever they had going on? I really wish I could tell y'all how they really is, because, you know, somebody else would be like, oh, I feel like they genuinely wanted to include her. And without a doubt, maybe so. But it also was some sneaky stuff that was going on, y'all, some shady stuff that be going on. Like real shady stuff. But, you know, again, if you made it to this point of the video, y'all let me know in the comment section your take on this. Did they have me up or not? Or did I just overreact? Bye, y'all.